government having access to our personal information.
How do you feel about that?
I
don't like it much at all. Exactly. Listen, I think we're all, of a mind about security. I think we all want to be safe. But there's a point where that's taken to an extreme. I look at these new technologies a little bit like fire. Fire is a wonderful element. It can help us. It can do all sorts of great things for us, but it needs to be respected because it can burn us and hurt us badly. So, there needs to be regulations in place that, keep our civil liberties intact and not just completely stepped on and abused. And Eagle Eye is really, really a smart movie in that way. It's an action-packed thriller, and the pace is unbelievable in this movie. Really, really entertaining. I think brilliantly directed by DJ Caruso, and Shia and Michelle are incredible in the movie. But it's also a cautionary tale about technology and about surveillance, and people won't look at their cell phones the same way again after we're seeing this movie.
Do you think the U.S. needs a regime change?
Something I think a lot of my peers are weighing in on this right now, and there's a lot of noise out there, and I just don't want to be another voice trying to impose my opinion on them. What I would have people do is ask themselves when they go in the voting booth how the last 8 years has gone, and whether they're casting their vote from a place of fear, anger, prejudice, bigotry, religious zealotry, any of those, or if they're casting a vote based on ideology and hope. And then I think that they'll find the right path if they do that.
And so what challenges did you face shooting this movie, by the way?
I didn't find this movie particularly challenging to shoot, frankly. I found it fascinating, really, really interesting. I thought, I studied a number of secretaries of defense from the last century, and I didn't really base it on any one in particular. I really tried to model him on the ideal. I would hope that anybody, any man or woman in this position, would not be someone who's power hungry and suffering from hubris, but rather someone who feels the weight of the responsibility of the nation's security on their shoulders, and also the weight of the notion that the decisions they made would literally, people would live and die based on them, and that they wouldn't be, numbed by that. That there's a desensitizing going on in the world in general. People tend to look at television screens and people are being killed in foreign lands, and they sort of turn themselves off to that, as opposed to feeling compassion and sympathy and empathy for innocence. And that's a tragedy. It's a human tragedy.